Hi, I'm TS, and we have to talk about this opening ceremonies of the Olympics. I don't give two craps about the Olympics, mainly because it's sports ball, usually running, throwing, and jumping. I like the idea that it's used to bring the world together in solidarity for like personal challenges and yada yada yada, but I could do a whole video about how the Olympics is bad for every city it goes to, and it's a blight on our society right now, no matter what the posturing is. I mean, I bet they pay $1 billion put the damn thing on, and then they make $3 billion off of advertising and stuff, and it's kind of gross and sick and opulent at this point in history. We just don't need it anymore. Anyway, off my soapbox. This year's opening ceremonies had Lady Gaga performing Love and Rose. It's probably the most famous French song that I know of. Then they had a scene, what they call a tableau, which is a live action staging of a painting. And Christians are outraged because it was drag queens mocking the Last Supper, and that's not what it was at all. It was the Bacchanalia. Can't remember the name for it. It's a god of, like, basically the party god. Like, let's celebrate, party, celebrate Dionysus. That kind of clues you in a little bit more. It's not Christian at all, and those people are just dumb. Anyway, the order of business is GOJIRA. They're they're probably the biggest French band, probably, except unless you could say Daft Punk. And they're not together anymore. I don't know if they ever did they probably never did an Olympics either, but anyway, that's why this is a groundbreaking thing. This is the first heavy metal band to perform at the Olympics, and with the whole world watching, it started with the picture of this grotesque head, and they pull back and you see that it's the headless Marie Antoinette, and then they pull back again and the band kicks in, and I just got chills. But they're performing hanging on the side of the castle in the windows. Marie Antoinette in the castle that used to be the prison where they kept Marie Antoinette until she was beheaded. It's like this whole meta thing about it. You pull out and you just see all of human history, and those guys just precision chainsawing their instruments. I got chills, man. I mean, it's crazy. I've watched it like a dozen times, and I almost tear up every single time. They're doing a song, a French Revolution song that was written in the 18th century before the French Revolution, and I'll get to that here in a minute. They performed the song with an opera singer named Marina Viotti, and while they're in the windows of the castle and there's flames shooting up, she glides by on a ship, a big theatrical ship, singing, and There's orchestra playing, and it's the most majestic piece of music. I mean, it's kind of getting to me just thinking about it. It's on the castle on the river, 300,000 people watching. It's the biggest, probably the biggest moment in rock history, let alone first metal band playing at the Olympics. That 1 billion people saw that, and it's just a humongous spectacle with fire, and then the red confetti that represented the bloodshed of the French Revolution. I mean, and then in less than 3 minutes, it was over. I mean, it literally was one of the most beautiful, majestic, and historic things that I've ever seen. I can kind of reference the time I was watching the Grammys in 1989 when Metallica plays One, and they get to the end and it's just, and then it's just silence. It's like you just can't even comprehend in the moment. You fall into the moment. Anyway, I can't express enough how much that touched me. You need to go try to watch it. I don't know if there's an official version of it out yet. There wasn't one when I was watching it and writing this all down, but I want to give you guys some background on the details of the song and some of the reasons, and it just you'll see how monumentous this was. The song is called Aka Aria. I know I pronounced that all wrong. Aka Ara. And it was written by a former soldier turned street singer named Ladra. The music was a traditional, it's called a contradance, like a typical common piece of music that people would play. Marie Antoinette even played it on her harpsichord, which is, it's again just doubles back the goosebumps. The theme and the title were inspired by Benjamin Franklin, because it was a popular saying when he was French representative from the Continental Congress in 1876 to 1885, 1776 to 1785. He was the French representative, and they would always ask him about the American Revolutionary War, and he would just say in broken French, as good as he could, aka ara, which means it'll be fine. And this song eventually became the unofficial anthem of revolutions in general. People sing this song, Revolution! And this performance celebrates French history 300 years ago and now, and kind of represents the world and a lot of the things we're going through. They've kind of referenced Les Miserables through all of the performances and tied it all together. It just putting that on a world stage. I mean, just GOJIRA is just... The only other hard rock bands that have ever played at the Olympics are Kiss, Jimmy Page, Queen, and Muse. So they're in pretty big company in general. And then the fact that they're the only true heavy metal band that didn't pull the punches. The argument is always like, why can't Metallica play the Super Bowl? And for one thing, because it would be kind of lame, really, you know, because they would try to play the Super Bowl and they would pull all their punches like almost everybody that plays the Super Bowl does, especially the older rocker guys. Sorry, I have to say it. The older rocker Super Bowl performances, almost all are terrible. This performance, they didn't pull their punches at all. They came out swinging, full, everything on display. It just is so good. The last thing I want to do in this video is read you the words to that song in English. And they're paraphrased a little bit, and I left out any duplicating words and choruses and things. But basically it says, "It'll be fine, it'll be fine. In spite of the mutineers, everything shall succeed. Our enemies confounded, stay petrified. We shall sing hallelujah like a property." He predicted this by singing my little song with pleasure. People shall say it'll be fine. According to the precepts of the gospel of the lawmaker, he who is exalted shall be humbled. He who is humbled shall be exalted. The true catechism shall instruct us. The awful fanaticism shall be snuffed out. Being obedient to law, every Frenchman shall train. Every Frenchman used to heap. Silent the aristocrat, says mea culpa. I didn't proofread this too much. Clergy regrets his wealth through justice. The nation will have it, thanks to the careful Lafayette. Everyone will calm down by the torches of the august assembly. An armed people will always take care of themselves. We'll know right from wrong. Citizen will sport the good when the aristocrat shall protest the good. The good citizen will laugh in his face without troubling his soul, and will always be the stronger. The small one and the great ones all have the soul of the soldier. During war, none shall betray with heart. All good French people will fight. If he sees something fishy, he shall speak with courage. Lafayette says, come if you will, without fear, for fire or flame, the French shall always win. So there you go. It's everything you needed to know about the Olympic opening ceremonies and GOJIRA and their new song, Aka'ara. See ya.